Phoenix at Knoebels is a great wooden roller coaster that is famous for having very unrestrictive restraints with just a buzz bar and no seatbelt. This means that on every airtime moment, you just completely fly out of your seat. And year after year, Phoenix wins the Golden Ticket Award for Best Wooden Roller Coaster in the world, which is no small record. But is it actually that good? Phoenix is located in the back of Knoebels, right next to Knoebels Boulevard, and it's operated at the park since 1985, but that wasn't its original home. It used to operate at Playland Park in Texas from 1947 to 1980, before ambitiously being relocated all the way to Knoebels in Pennsylvania. There are two different ways you can ride Phoenix. You could either get individual tickets and pay $5 per ride, or do what I did and get an all-day wristband so you can marathon it whenever it has a short line. And after my 9 rides on Phoenix, I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what it's like, and now I can make this review. But I wasn't the only one marathoning it. A lot of people that were in line I had already seen there, because this coaster is just so good that everyone, even the general public, just wants to keep getting back in line over and over again. You start by going straight into a tunnel with some cool theming pieces, and in the beginning, it's pretty light, but once you get to the middle, it's completely pitch black. Then you ascend the 78-foot tall lift hill, which gives a great view of the park and the mountains. The first drop gives you a preview for what's going to happen later in the ride. And if you're in the back row, you can definitely get a little bit of airtime, but like I said, this is one of the weakest moments of the coaster. The first turnaround is also more of a warm-up, but in the front row, you actually get some really good floater airtime and some really good laterals. It's the same with the drop in the back row. You then go over a quick speed hill, giving a little bit of floater airtime. But after that hill, Phoenix is done with floater airtime. From this next hill on, it is all ejector airtime. Starting with this hill before the turnaround. It starts just like the last hill, but halfway through, you get completely launched out of your seat. Literally. Because of the buzz bars, you fly up into the air, and it's so crazy. Then you have a turnaround, which gives some great ejector airtime in the front, and you take this turnaround really fast, so you get violently pushed to the side of the train. Then, what follows honestly might even be the craziest moment. As you level off, there is a lateral kink that throws you to the side of the train, and if you're in the back row, it happens at the same time as an abrupt ejector airtime moment. Without fail, every time I ended up landing back down on the seat divider during this moment. Then you have the legendary double up and double down. Every row gets great ejector airtime on the first part and the top part. But the second half of the double down is actually insane, because there's another track imperfection that leads to everyone just being ejected into the air and all the way down Knoebels Boulevard to your death. It's just that crazy. And you might think that now the craziness is over, right? Well, actually, no, not at all. The next turnaround has some of the craziest laterals ever. But what you're really doing on this turnaround is preparing for the legendary finale. Phoenix ends in 4 back-to-back speed hills that all completely launch you out of your seat in different ways. And it is definitely the craziest airtime I've ever experienced in my entire life. The first one has nice sustained ejector airtime, but the next 3 have a few kinks that, once again, completely launch you out of your seat very abruptly. And on the later rides, these hills cause me to almost be sitting on the seat back. And you don't just gracefully float out of your seat. Like I said, you are abruptly ejected with no warning at all. These hills surprised me so much, especially because I had low expectations, so I was completely blown away by these hills and the rest of the coaster. Then you get slowed down by skid brakes that also turn 180 degrees back to the station. And that ends your experience on one of the world's craziest and most pure fun roller coasters. I really want to know how Phoenix at Knoebels is even legal. With the way these restraints are, you almost fly right out of the train. And it's not too common that you come across a roller coaster with airtime and restraints like this. One I can think of right away is Coaster at Peony Playland, but recently that one had seatbelts added. But I know you will definitely never find anything like this at a Six Flags park. Now we have some other categories to talk about with Phoenix. First is the smoothness. Phoenix might just be the smoothest wooden roller coaster I've ever ridden. Yes, there are a few bumps and wheel seats, but that's it. And that's expected, especially with these 3-bench P2C trains. Another thing is the operations. And because of Knoebels' great operating team and buzz bar only restraints, Phoenix has some of, if not the best operations I've ever seen. Once I timed a 28-second dispatch. Darien Lake could learn a lot from this. And as I said earlier, this is one of the most pure fun roller coasters of all time, but also one of the craziest. So with that and all the other great stuff, that's why I will be giving it a score of 10 out of 10. So if you live anywhere less than like 10 hours away, you know what? No, I don't care where you live. Even if you live on the other side of the world, you have to get out to Knoebels and ride Phoenix because it's just that good. But especially if you live really close too. I mean, I can't imagine living 5 minutes away from a park and never going. And I'm sure at this point, you know that I love Phoenix. But just where do I put it in my rankings? Well, I won't say the exact spot, but what I will say for now is that it is my favorite roller coaster in the whole state of Pennsylvania, and my favorite wooden roller coaster overall. That means I have it over other great roller coasters like Sky Rush, Phantom's Revenge, and even Wildcat's Revenge. Because, like I keep saying, it's just that good, and you really have to ride it. So, in the end, if you enjoyed this video, then please like, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.
Cracky.